This first of two tournaments here at Massena this year. Another one coming up in February. We're going to see Albany Academy in that one. The Northwood Bees will be back for that tournament, and Sir Robert Borden out of Canada.
Sounds like a great tournament. You mentioned the officials. Bobby Lozon's out of the Salmon River, Fort Covington area, and Wayne Hummel is from Ogdensburg. Veteran officials and two excellent officials.
Both captains are over talking with the officials. Jason.
So neither team can lay claim to bragging rights after today's game.
Face off at center ice. Morris against Mike Saber. Saber's line out there. Chris King and John Thaler. And off the face-off, Buchanan dumps it in the Massena net. Hayes stops it off the backboards, leaves for Barkley. Barkley rips it around the boards for Bergeron. Bergeron flips it ahead, kept in by Saber. He gets a shot off, doesn't get through, and Chris Cameron picks up the puck. Here's Cameron feeding Morris. Morris breaks in the zone. Centering pass right in front, and Bergeron couldn't get the shot up. Goes back to the point with it. Here's Barkley's shot. Knocked down Morris. Tips it. The goalie makes the save. The rebound, and it's underneath Blanchard as Bergeron got a stick on it. And Blanchard holds on for the faceoff. So Massena with a couple of opportunities right.
Tantalizing, inches away from his reach, and Sebastian Bergeron coming out of the corner had the empty net. But just as he was about to flip it up over Blanchard, the Potsdam defenseman knocked him off stride. A glorious opportunity for the Raiders.
Off the faceoff, puck at center ice. Here come the Potsdam Sandstoners. It's broken up. And now we got a delay offsides on Potsdam, but they wave it off as Potsdam clears. They've got the Sean Putnam line out there now, the Chilton line from Massena. Whitcup flips it ahead to Chile. He takes it across. Here's Chilton flipping to Adam Morris. Morris can't get the shot off. The puck comes in the corner. Bobby Whitcup is there. Back to Collins at the point. He rifles one. Goes in the corner. Back to Levac at the point. He dumps it back in behind the net. Around the boards it goes. Here is Todd Collins pinching in behind. It comes to Chilton's side of the net, and he couldn't get a stick on it. It's poke check back out to center ice by the Potsdam Sandstoners. Here's Bobby Whitcup with it at his own blue line. Headman pass to Chilton right side. Chilton takes it across, does the shift, flips it over on the other side, but Kelly Ross is there to intercept, doesn't get it out. Kellison to Whitcup. Whitcup looking for the puck, can't find it. Ross picking it up again, moving it to center ice. It comes to Jason Labarge at the Massena blue line. Labarge, bounce pass ahead to Kellison. Freddie flips to Trevor Cameron. Cameron looks for Davis, finds him in the slot, can't get the shot off. And the puck comes bouncing to the blue line as Kellison keeps it in momentarily. But now Richie Scott moves it to the Massena line. Flip right back to the Potsdam line. Right back to the Massena line. Jason Labarge is there for the Raiders. Here's Labarge. Stick handling it and behind his own net. Now he starts out. Left side of the goalie. Labarge still controlling the puck. Looking for Davis. The bounce pass a little bit too far. He pokes it by Buchanan. The puck bouncing around. It comes to John Thaler. Thaler in behind the net to Buchanan. Buchanan rides it around on the other side for Tony Walker. Around the boards and back to the point and by everybody. Down the ice it goes into the Massena zone. After it there, Thaler and Labarge. Labarge drops it for Barkley. Aaron Barkley with it. Starts out. Barkley's headman to Trevor Cameron goes by everybody. They wave the icing off as they rule Potsdam could have played it. And Massena is going to get caught on a change here. Here comes Mike Saber, but he can't catch up with it. And icing will be called as they the goaltender tried to feed Saber. He saw Saber down in the corner, but it was too far.
Jerry, all pieces of a puzzle are important, and never more so than last night. A couple of unsung heroes don't get a lot of press, but Eddie Davis and Freddie Kellison both playing strong games last night, picking up 2 and 3 points respectively, but they were catalysts and good forechecking game along with Bobby Whitcup. Bobby didn't get on the scoreboard, but strong forechecking game. I'm glad to see him back out here tonight. He suffered an injury.
Jake Morris to Collins. He gets a shot. It's blocked. Gets it back again. Shot. Rebound. Another save by Blanchard. And Chris Cameron picks it up behind the net. Here's Cameron in the corner, left side. Trying to go back to the point now. Looks to flip it through to Jake. Now he gets tied up again. Jake comes in. Trying to move it free. It finally does kick free. Putnam is there to flip it around the boards. After it is Derek Green, the Potsdam defenseman. He flips it out to center ice. Brian Levac is there. Headman to Jake. Jake takes it across. Here's Jake busting by the D. Centers it right in front. Cameron. Blanchard is there to cover up for the faceoff.
We lost the CBC line with the reshuffling and the shakeup and Coach Stan Moore and Timmy Long, but we're certainly going to have a news line. It won't be the CBC line, but the Jason Chilton, the Bobby Whitcup, Adam Morris combination, but the new one of Sebastian Bergeron, Jake Morris, and Chris Cameron are continuing to bring bad news to the opposition.
Yeah, you betcha.
And Jake, he elevated his game a notch last night. He was really flying.
Chilton's line back out against the Sabre line. Off the face-off whistles, movement. We'll do it again. 11:58 remaining, first period. And on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard, it's 0-0. Potsdam Massena Championship, Massena Invitational High School Hockey Tournament. Again, it'll be Sabre against Chilton. Off the face-off, the puck goes in the corner. Jason Buchanan for Potsdam rides it around the boards to his partner, Alex Smith. Here's Smith, flipping it ahead. Chilton intercepts, gets the shot right across the goal mouth. Comes bouncing back to the point. Barkley pinches in, gets it in the corner to Chilton. Chilton takes it behind the net. Here's Chili with it. Circling the wraparound attempt, and where's the puck? I guess it's tied up by Blanchard. He wasn't sure he had it, but he did manage to tie it up.
No, he wasn't. Kerry playing that short side, and Chili tried to wrap around, and Kerry Blanchard stopped the puck, but he didn't realize it. He was looking everywhere where it was. He was looking in the corner. Everyone was looking, and he had the puck frozen between his stick and the post.
Chilton will face off again against Mike Sabre. Potsdam's own left side of Kerry Blanchard. Potsdam's fine goalie off the face-off. Chilton goes after it in the corner. Back to Barkley at the point. He dumps it in behind the net. Chilton is there. He gets tied up. Thaler after it. They jam in the corner. Adam Morris is in there too. It comes to LaBarge. LaBarge at the point. Here's Jason. Jason flips it in the corner. Bounces to Whitcup. Trying to go back to the point. Barkley, did he keep it in? He does. Now it bounces to Chilton again in the circle, looking to back it to Whitcup. He can't get it to him. Adam Morris trying to follow up in the corner for Bobby Whitcup. In behind the net, Derek Green and Whitcup jam for it. Green flips it along the boards for John Thaler. He's taken off the puck. It goes around on the other side, and Barkley looks to keep it in, and does. Flips it in the corner. His line's had a great shift here. Here comes Whitcup in behind the net. He stays with it. He stays with it. Whitcup, now he gets knocked down. He's still with it. The puck kicks free. Whitcup trying to center it, and Blanchard jumps on top of it, holds on for the face-off. Tenacious Bobby Whitcup just stayed with it and stayed with it.
Oh, he's tougher than a ton of U.S. steel. That line, a great shift. Bobby Whitcup, Jason Chilton, Adam Morris all over the Potsdam Sandstoners. The Sandstoners, again, trying that game plan of shrinking that zone, trying to move it back, taking everything away from a Kerry Blanchard, giving the Raiders the perimeter shot.
Off the face-off, the puck bounces out to center ice. We've got Massena's third line out there, the Trevor Cameron line, against the Gennaro line. Puck in the Massena zone, flipped ahead, center ice. Here comes Trevor Cameron. Cameron, bounce pass to himself, takes it in the corner, gets hooked. There's going to be a penalty on Potsdam, and Potsdam touches the puck as Trevor Cameron just undressed the Potsdam defenseman, and it caused him to hook.
Oh, he just used the boards as an ally, and he bounced it off the dasher and walked right around Alex Smith, and it'll probably be Smith that will pick up the penalty. Yes, it is. It's going to be, and it'll undoubtedly either be a hook or a hole, but he undressed him right here in the neutral zone. And when that happens, you cannot play the puck the situation. The Potsdam defenseman had to play the man, and he didn't.
Hooking the call. Jake Morris out there with his line mates on this power play. Putnam's going to try to tie it up on the face-off, and it comes to Jason LaBarge. A little bit of a problem, but he keeps it in. Bergeron right in front to Cameron. He couldn't get a stick on it. Jake Morris, centering pass, knocked down in front, and it bounces back to the blue line. Jason LaBarge. LaBarge doing a good job there. He's got Barkley at the other point. Goes in the corner to Jake at the 45 now. To Chris Cameron. They look to work to give and go back to the point. LaBarge over to Barkley. Here's Barkley cranking it up. It's deflected up into the wall. And we'll have a face-off.
Again, a very disciplined box by the Potsdam Stoners. Excellent job. They're giving the outside, not breaking down. Very good. That time the Raiders worked it around the perimeter, and they got out the big shot from Aaron Barkley, but it hit a stick in front and deflected up over the plexiglass.
When you've got an excellent goaltender like Potsdam has, you can afford to really play it this way. You know he's going to stop those shots from out front or out by the blue line. Morris, go ahead.
The Canton Golden Bears tried that last night, giving Massena the perimeter shot, but saying and doing are two different things. Massena scored 4 goals from the perimeter last night.
Yeah.
Plus several more in the slot area.
Morris will face off, this time against Mike Sabre. Off the draw, LaBarge. Bounce pass over to Barkley. Barkley takes it by the blue line, flips it for Chris Cameron. Here's Cameron dumping it in behind the net. Nobody was there. Ripped around the boards, comes back to Barkley. Barkley loses it, and there's going to be a penalty on him as busting by him was Chris King. and Barkley hooked him on the way by.
Yeah, it hooked it right down in the offensive zone. Again, a situation where the Massena defenseman, Aaron Barkley, pinched down trying to keep the puck in and lost a race to the puck with Chris King. And as King used the boards and bounced the puck by him and walked around him, Aaron Barkley had to reach over and put the clutch on him.
So that'll make it 4-on-4 for 45 seconds, and then Sandstoners will have a short power play.
When you pinch down, you've got to make sure that you're going to get that puck.
Off the face-off, Chris Hayes with it. Flips to Putnam, who's out to kill. No, they're 4-on-4 now. And finally, the puck dumped into the Massena zone. Brian Levac is there to pick up the loose puck. Here's Levac in behind his own net. Starts out. Adam Morris. Morris bounce pass to himself. Here comes Morris dumping by the defense. He gets tripped up in the corner, and the puck comes free in behind the net. And back comes Potsdam the other way. That's Mike Saber. Here's Saber into the Massena zone. Swept away by Chilton. Oh, Chilton takes him into the boards. Puck comes free in front to Collins. Collins, headman to Adam Morris. Morris just gets railed. The puck comes way in the Potsdam zone, but Blanchard way out of his net to play it, and down the ice it goes. Potsdam's on the power play now. Here's Jason Labarge to crank it down the ice, and it hits the penalty box and bounces up into the stands, so the faceoff will come back in the Massena zone.
The old sandwich routine, Captain Jason Buchanan and Chris Hayes converging on Adam Morris right outside the Potsdam blue line, and they both laid a lick on him. But that can be dangerous. Both defensemen converging on one man. If the puck trickles free behind them, the Massena forward that's following the play has a clear break in on Kerry Blanchard.
It did get free, but it went quick enough so Blanchard could get it off the faceoff. The puck comes right in front, and Chris Cameron picks it up and dumps it down the ice. 30 seconds left in the Potsdam man advantage. No score in the hockey game. We're in the first period. No score on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Here come the Sandstoners. Smith now has it poke check back into Potsdam territory. It'll be Derek Green, the other defenseman, coming back for it. Green starts out right side. Morris almost got it away from him. Now Cameron poke checks to Jake. Here comes Jake busting in on the defense. Oh, he fired it just wide as he went in on the left side and just missed. Now the puck in behind the net. Jake Morris again. Morris with it. He controls it. Moving into the corner. Back to the point. Jason Labarge cranks it up, and it bounces wide into the corner to Bergeron. Bergeron in behind for Cameron. Cameron to Morris in front. Shot. It's blocked by the defenseman. Labarge cranks it wide in the corner. Bergeron back to the point. Here's Aldis. Winds it up. Knocked down in front. Bergeron can't find the handle, and he keeps it in the zone. Nice job by Bergeron, but now it trickles outside. Labarge just dumps it in the corner. Massena wants a change here. Puck picked up by Derek Green. Out to center ice. And it goes by everybody. Here comes Potsdam's Tony Walker. Walker in the corner, trying to go in on Aldis. Aldis ties him up, and Bergeron picks up the loose puck. Here comes Bergeron. He's got Eddie Davis. Davis across the blue line, trying to flip it through, and the puck is dumped back into the Massena zone, but not far enough for icing as Todd Collins gets there. Here's Kellison in behind the net now, flipping it to Collins. Collins moves it out right side. Here comes Massena out to center ice. Headman pass, bounces over Trevor Cameron's stick, back out to center ice. Eddie Davis dropping it to Jason Labarge. Labarge over to Todd Collins. Collins back to Labarge. Labarge moves it ahead for Eddie Davis. Davis flips it along the boards, and it comes to Chris Hayes. Hayes loses it, then dumps it out to center ice. Jason Labarge with it, circling at his own blue line. Here comes Labarge. He's going to shoot it from center ice. That hits the glass and bounces, and it goes in the corner. Trevor Cameron trying to come up with it. He does. Cameron, made a good play. Now the puck centers right in front. Bounces back to Barkley at the point. Barkley to Kellison to Cameron in front. Can't get the shot out. Back to Levac. He cranks it up. Hit the goalpost. And the puck goes in the corner. Potsdam trying to clear. It comes to Chris Hayes. He's going to ice it. Doesn't get it out. Levac keeps it in. Flipping it to Kellison. Goes in the corner. Eddie Davis after it. Trying to go back to the point. Here's Barkley's shot. Knocked down on the Potsdam D. And Potsdam breaks out of the zone. Here's a shot from center ice. Deflected up into the wall. And we'll have a face-off with 5:56 remaining. Massena putting all kinds of pressure on, but so far haven't been able to solve Blanchard.
That old saying, a goaltender's best friend, those two goal pipes. And boy, I'll tell you, Brian Levac rang one right off the left goal post, had Kerry Blanchard beaten from about 45 feet. Brian getting on the scoreboard, his first 2 goals last night. He smells another one. He likes that offensive thrust. Well, he rang one right off the post.
Boy, and it was a ringer, all right. Off the face-off, puck to the Massena line. Here's Brian Levac with it. Levac flipping it to Todd Collins. Collins headman pass. Chilton gets knocked off the puck, and Potsdam's Thaler comes back the other way. Has it knocked off his stick by Whitcup. Here's Todd Collins in behind his net. Thaler takes him into the boards. Puck kicks free. Whitcup, here comes Bobby now, flipping it out to the blue line. Back in the zone again it goes. Whitcup again picks it up. Goes to Levac. Levac skates it ahead into the Potsdam zone, intercepted by Derek Green. He lifts it out to center ice. It comes down to Chris King ahead to Saber. He takes a shot, and Hayes is going to cover up for the face-off. 5:13 left. Was that the first Potsdam shot of the game?
I'm not sure, Jerry. Might have been the second, first or second. The Raiders were on top of their game last night with their passing attack. They're really back here again this afternoon. They look like they're on top. It's just a pleasure to watch, especially from up here, up high. We can really see things formulating, and they're looking. They make that transition from defense to offense so well, and those defensemen, they look and they headman that puck. That's so important.
Sean Putnam's line against the Jake Morris line. Off the face-off. Tommy McCabe after it, looks to center. It hits the back of the net. It comes right in front. Oh, boy, that right across the goal mouth. But it was cleared, and here comes Jake. Jake Morris busting in on Buchanan. Morris gets knocked off, gets knocked down. And in the corner, there's going to be a penalty on Potsdam, as again Morris went right by the defense. They had no choice but to yank him down.
It was a 1-on-2 situation, Jerry. A great headman pass coming out of the Raiders zone. Hit Jake at the blue line in full flight, and he stepped it up a gear. But it was a 1-on-2, and he put a couple of moves, and he split the Potsdam defenseman. And all that Jason Buchanan could do to prevent him from going in on alone, he just had to put the clutch to him. What a great move by Jake Morris.
A minute and a half for holding.
Holding the call. Could have been holding or hooking or...
Yeah, it's the referee's discretion on those.
Off the face-off, it comes back to Barkley at the point to Jake Morris at the 45. He's got Cameron deep. Gives it to Cameron. Chris in the corner. Back to the point, Aaron Barkley. Fakes the shot. Goes to Jake at the 45. Back to Cameron. Chris with it. Gets tied up and then gets out of the fray. Here's Chris, back to Barkley at the point. Barkley shot right on, save made Blanchard.
But what the Raiders want to do on that overload situation like that, when Jake goes, who's playing on the outside, when he gives it to the man in the corner and then goes to the net, that Potsdam forechecker out in the top of the box collapses with him. Well, then the strong side defenseman should drop down a little bit. He should walk right down there, right to the top of the circle, and that man in the corner then can give him the puck.
That's right. Okay, now there's a little discussion here as Cameron and Morris and Bergeron, and now they're going to face it off. Face off Potsdam zone, left side of Blanchard. No score in the game. Chris Cameron back to the point. Aaron Barkley with it. Barkley goes to Jake. Here's Jake to Cameron. Cameron back to Barkley. Barkley winds it up. It's deflected in the corner. Cameron goes after it there. Here's Cameron to Jake. Jake in the circle. Cross ice in front to Labarge. Shot. Oh, Bergeron fired it just wide. Nice three-way passing play. Barkley into Jake Morris. Jake takes it through, out in front, trying to slide it through. It goes to Jason Labarge. Labarge to Bergeron. Here's Bergeron, high slot. Barkley, his shot. Save made. Blanchard right in front. Here's the puck. Labarge, nope. It's Blanchard covering it up, and he holds on for the face-off with 31 seconds left in the power play.
If the Raider coaching staff were concerned
for Potsdam, and we're going to have Adam Morris taking the draw from Massena. He wins it. Back to Levac. Levac playing the point. Goes in the corner for Chile. Back to Levac. Here's Bryant cranking it up right on. The kick save. Blanchard comes to Collins on the other side. In the corner, Adam Morris. He overskates, and Potsdam dumps it down the ice. That's the first time it's been out of the Potsdam zone this power play. Brian Levac with the puck now in his own end. Starts it up right side. Here's Levac to the blue line. Center ice. Headman goes off Collins' leg. And Chilton just got away with one. And the puck dumped back in the corner as Buchanan steps on the ice. Here's Chilton. Chilton trying to ride it back to Levac at the point. Levac gets tied up. Flips it in the corner. in behind the net. Here's Adam Morris centering the Whitcup. His shot, he just missed the corner. Nice pass from Adam Morris. Now the puck back to the blue line. It's going to ride out to center ice, and Bobby Whitcup is going to come back for it. He leaves it for Levac. His head man goes down the ice. That'll be an icing call on Massena.
Great job by Adam Morris. He dug that puck out in behind Kerry Blanchard on one side, skated around and fed Bobby Whitcup in the slot from about 15 feet out in front. And Bobby didn't waste any time, ripped one, and it hit something, hit a stick, and up over the top. But good job by Adam Morris.
Face-off right side, Massena zone. Coming out now, Trevor Cameron's line for the Raiders. He'll be out against Putnam's line. Putnam, McCabe, and Walker for the Potsdam Sandstoners. Off the draw, Jason Labarge gets tied up. Sean Putnam is there to pick up the loose puck. He is ridden into the boards. Kellison, and Kellison comes away with it. Bounces it to Cameron, goes out to center ice. Back Potsdam to the Massena line. Labarge is there. Drops it over on the other side for Aaron Barkley. Barkley to the red line, just dumps it in the Potsdam zone. Blanchard's going to play it back out to center ice. Jason Labarge, Aaron Barkley, back to Labarge. Labarge bounces it ahead for Davis across the blue line for Cameron in the corner. Cameron gets taken out of the play by a diving Putnam, but Kellison is there to pick it up, to center it. He can't quite control it, and it's picked up by Chris Hayes, and down the ice into the Massena zone it goes. Aaron Barkley racing for it. Tony Walker too, but Barkley gets there first. Here's Barkley. Kellison doesn't clear the zone. Now he picks up the loose puck and flips it ahead for Eddie Davis. Davis back from Massena, takes it across the blue line, and offsides will be called as Trevor Cameron a little bit ahead of the play.
We mentioned Freddie Kellison before, but he's deceptive. He's not very big, not tall. He's 5'8", about 170, but he's solid and he loves to hit. And when you run into him out there, it's like running into a stone wall. He laid a lick on one of the Potsdam players just a second ago.
Jake Morris's line out now to Cameron. Cameron takes it across, stays with it, gets a shot. Oh, nice save by Blanchard. How Cameron got that off with three guys hanging on him, I'll never know, but he did. Here's Chris in behind the net. Flipping it over to Bergeron, back to Chris Cameron. A foot race for it. Richie Scott and Cameron. Cameron gets there first. Back to Collins. He winds it up. Nice kick save made by Blanchard, and Potsdam just clears it out to center ice. Kelly Ross. Here comes Todd Collins with it. Bounce pass ahead to Cameron. Cameron goes to Jake, streaking. Here's Morris with it. Backhands it in the corner. Blanchard way out of his net. Looks to dump it in behind. Puck comes to Cameron. Cameron centering Morris, and he got knocked down. The puck bounces free in the corner. After it there, the Sandstoners Buchanan flips it around on the other side for Smith. Smith doesn't get it out. Jake Morris to Bergeron. It was on his offhand. He couldn't get the shot. Comes to Cameron. Jake, his shot, bounced right in front, and Blanchard tries to play it. Bergeron looks to center, bouncing in the slot just wide. And the puck picked up by Chris Cameron. He circles out of the pack, gets a shot off. It's knocked down by the defense. Richie Scott dumps it down the ice. That'll be an icing call against Potsdam. Oh, boy, Massena putting the pressure on now. 41 seconds left. No score on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard.
That line of Bergeron, Morris, and Cameron, just unbelievable, the pressure that they are putting on. And you mentioned Chris Cameron getting the shot off. There's no one better in the league, possibly maybe Trevor, his brother's the same way. You can have 2, 3, sometimes 4 guys on, and you swear you've got them tied up, but somehow they get that shot off.
Blanchard made about 3 good saves in that little flurry. Face off, left side of Blanchard. Chilton's line out there. Here's Bobby Whitcup after it, trying to bounce it to himself. It goes to Chilton. Chile goes back to Aldis at the point. Aldis flipping it back in the corner. Picked up by Chilton. 30 seconds left. Chilton trying to center it. It's knocked down, and the Stoners are going to break it out to center ice. Jason Labarge is there, and there's going to be a penalty on Massena, as Chilton will pick up the penalty for roughing probably.
Now he's going to get him for interference, Jerry.
Interference, okay.
Yeah, no question. And Chile knew that happened right in front of the Massena bench, and Bobby Lozon right there. And Chile didn't question it, didn't even look back. He continued his stride, came right to the penalty box. Very fast first period. I look up at the scoreboard, I'm 22 seconds. Where did that period go?
Face off at center ice. 22 seconds left in the period, no score. And Potsdam on the power play. Puck in the Massena zone. Trevor Cameron chasing in after it. Takes it in behind. Now flips it around the other way. Here's Aldis with it. 10 seconds left. Puck still free. Moves along the boards, wasting time. Puck still free. They move it along the boards. Aldis doing a heck of a job there. That's the end of the period. What a job by Aldis to move it without tying it up and burn up the rest of the period.
Excellent job by Chris Aldis.
We got here. Potsdam controls the puck into the Massena zone, but Cameron is there to dump it down the ice. Stopped by Blanchard. He leaves it for Chris Hayes. Hayes starts it out. Here's Hayes, a headman pass. Saber into the Massena zone. He gets hooked, and Cameron's going to pick up a hooking call, and that's going to give Potsdam a two-man advantage.
Again, no question, definite hook. Chris Cameron, right at the Raider blue line, had picked up the Potsdam player, and Potsdam forward got by him a little bit, but it still would have been a 1-on-2 situation, and Chris put the hook on him, and a good call. And that would have to go as a bad penalty. You're already down a man. So the Potsdam Sandstoners, for at least 46 seconds, are going to have a two-man advantage. The Raider penalty killing unit will really be tested.
Okay, coming out to try to kill it, Jason Labarge and Chris Aldis and Jake Morris. Again, Mike Saber will take the face-off. Off the draw, back to the point. Chris King keeps it in, or Chris Hayes, rather, in behind the net now. Controlled by the Sandstoners, John Thaler. He loses it. And Aldis rifles it. It's going to be shot on net, as a matter of fact, as it goes all the way down the ice. Now Derek Green, the defenseman for the Sandstoners, taking it in the Massena zone. Green in the corner. About 25 seconds left in the first Massena penalty. Back to the point. Chris Hayes with it. Hayes over on the other side. Thaler's shot. And that's high and wide. Whistles back to the point. Chris Hayes with it. Over to Green. Green's going to crank it up again. No, he doesn't shoot. Yeah, he does. Deflected in behind the net. Now the puck controlled in the corner by Chris King. Back to the point to Green. Green over on the other side. Here's a shot blocked by a sprawling Jason Labarge, and Massena gets a man back. And Jason Chilton comes out of the box, and now he tries to check Potsdam. Here come the Sandstoners back the other way. Chris King in the Massena zone. In the corner now. In behind the net. They jam for it. Puck comes to Chilton. He intercepts the pass and breaks out of there. Here comes Jason Chilton on Chris Hayes. He's got Aldis with him. Looks to feed it to Aldis. It goes off his skate. And back comes Potsdam the other way with about 14 seconds left. Richie Scott gets a shot off. Oh, deflected just wide. And the puck in the corner. Here's another shot. Hayes makes the save and holds on for the faceoff.
Oh, a tough save and a tough shot. That one, a rising, blistering shot from a tough angle, and Todd Hayes took that one up high, and I think he's okay. He's pulling the helmet off now, but rebound came out to the Potsdam player to the right of Todd Hayes, and he timed it, and it was a screamer. It really climbed upstairs and caught him just off the left shoulder, I do believe, but he's waving to the bench telling that he's okay, but he had the presence of mind to make the save and also hold on for the rebound. A great job out there by the Raider defensive core, down two men, and Captain Jason Labarge leading the charge again. He gave up the body, blocked the shot, a sliding save, and I think he took the shot off his kneecap because he immediately went to the bench. We'll see if he'll be back out here shortly. Coach Tim Long is out now checking with Todd Hayes, and that shot it was a screamer, and it came right up in such a hurry. But I think he's okay. He had signaled to the bench that he was all right.
13-13 left to play in the second period, and on the Corky's Collision scoreboard, it's 0-0. 5 seconds left in the Potsdam power play. Timmy Long being escorted off the ice again by Brian Levac.
We mentioned about on several times that the goaltenders have their own little fraternity. They're a special breed. You have to put those pads on and get in there. Take some of the abuse that they have to take.
Justin Gennaro out there to face off against Trevor Cameron. Off the draw, here's a quick shot. Goes off a leg into the corner, and Levac dumps it. That's going to be, no, it doesn't go for icing. Whitcup. Here comes Whitcup as Cameron comes out of the bench, and I think they're going to rule he can't play it coming out of the bench.
Right, that's exactly
out of the penalty box, rather.
That's right.
So they're going to move the faceoff back to center ice. Or maybe it's going to be in the Massena zone.
Good to see Bobby Whitcup back out there. At the end of last night's game, he sustained, I think, a knee injury, but he's taped up today, and he's out there, and he's playing with his usual intensity.
Chilton will take the faceoff as Massena kills the penalties.
I haven't seen Sebastian out there yet. I'm waiting to see if he's going to take a shot.
Here's the drive from the point, knocked down, poked out to center ice by Adam Morris. Here comes Chilton with it, flips to Morris, poke checked away. Bobby Whitcup is there. Circles back to the red line, waits for Adam to get on side, and he takes it across. Here's Bobby Whitcup, stick handling in the corner, stops, looks to go back to the point. Here's Collins. Collins shot. Oh, that goes wide. Goes back to Levac. He cranks it up, and we got a man in the crease. Adam Morris. And there's going to be a face-off. Oh, the net's off. It's moorings. That's what they called, so the face-off will be in the Potsdam zone.
Well, I think Adam was in the crease, and Adam knocked the net off the moorings, but he was assisted by the Potsdam player, and the face-off's going to come outside.
Oh, okay. I thought Wayne Hummel indicated the dot inside, but apparently not.
No,
I guess
they're regrouping.
Inside.
The players don't know where it's going to be. They figured it outside, and it's going to be out just inside the Potsdam blue line.
I guess we'll compromise.
We'll compromise.
Yeah.
Everybody up inside the blue line for the Raiders.
Trevor Cameron gets knocked off the puck, and it's dumped by Potsdam, but it's not going to go far enough for icing. Todd Collins back after it in his own end for the Massena Red Raiders. Here's Collins looking for Davis on the wing. Davis, long headman pass. Racing for it is Kellison. Kellison, as the Potsdam player misplays it, flips it to Cameron. Cameron to Davis, and it goes in behind him in the corner. Almost a nice three-way pass play. Now the Sandstoners, they can't clear it out of the zone. Here comes Trevor Cameron, side of the net, steps by in front to Kellison. He couldn't get a stick on it. Back to the blue line, poked out to center ice. And here comes Potsdam back the other way. Chris King busts in the zone, and Collins rides him wide. Now the puck poked to Brian Levac. Levac flips it to Trevor Cameron. Cameron for Eddie Davis. Davis going to Kellison. Kellison takes it in the zone, dumps it in the corner. Eddie Davis after it. Davis in behind the net, gets tied up. Trevor Cameron is there to poke at it. Where's the puck? Still underneath them. Davis and Putnam are jamming. Davis kicks it free. Putnam knocks him down. The crowd yelling for a penalty. Now Davis throws the check. Cameron's in there to come away with a puck right in front. Here's Sebastian Bergeron. He's back out all right. In the corner, centering pass. Trevor Cameron gets a weak shot off, and finally Potsdam clears it. And that's going to go right in on Todd Hayes, so it will not be icing. And he plays it for Levac. Nice shift by that third line of Massena again. Here's Brian Levac with the puck, starting out for the Raiders. Long headman pass. Bounces by Chris Cameron. They wave the icing off. Comes right in on Blanchard, and he clears it up into the crowd. No, it didn't make it in the crowd. It made it to the puck board. And did it go up in the crowd? That should be a penalty if it did.
Well, I'm not sure, Jerry. I lost sight of it. But I don't think there is going to be a penalty, and it looks like they're going to change the puck. Maybe that one wasn't frozen enough. I can't believe it on a day like this that the puck isn't cold enough, but they're going to reach in the bucket and get another one. Jerry, you talk about taking your check back to the net, and number 17, Mike Saber, on the last shift out there with the Trevor Cameron unit, did an excellent job. He took Eddie Davis back to the net, and the puck came across the crease, and if he hadn't done his job, Eddie Davis had a tap in for a goal. But a good job by number 17, Mike Saber.
Still no score on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. 11 minutes left in the second period. Jake Morris out there to face off against Mike Saber. Off the draw, Bergeron, quick shot. And I think Blanchard got a piece of it. Puck back to Barkley. He flips it in behind the net. It rips around the boards. Alex Smith moving it. Jake steals it. Here comes Jake Morris. Side of the net. Centers it to Bergeron. He can't get the shot off. The puck comes to Cameron in the corner. Here's Chris Cameron. Centers it, and it bounces by Labarge, who is breaking in, and goes out to center ice. Jake Morris to Barkley. Here's Aaron Barkley with it. Drops it for Jake. Jake breaks into the zone. Here comes Morris. Offsides will be called. And I don't know who was offside.
Excuse me, Jerry. I think it was Sebastian Bergeron on his side.
And again, that first line of Massena really putting some pressure on.
And an added, so we call it a threat when they're out there. Both Sebastian Bergeron and Chris Cameron are playing their off wing. Chris, a left-handed shot's on the right side, and Sebastian right-handed shot on the left side. And when they're in front of that net, they've got the whole net to shoot at. They really like that.
Off the face-off, Levac whacks at it. Puck at the red line. Levac again picks it up, flips it to the Potsdam line, dumped up in the boards and up into the penalty box by Justin Gennaro. So we'll face it off again in the Potsdam side of center ice. And
the clock, who's ever running the clock down there, Jerry, ran off about 4 seconds before he stopped it.
Off the face-off, Chilton dumps it in the Potsdam zone. In behind the net, Blanchard. Going to leave it for his defenseman, Derek Green. He rides it around the boards to Richie Scott, who moves it out to center ice. Chilton after it there. Backhand ahead to Whitcup. Whitcup, cross once, gets knocked down, and the puck dumped back in the Massena zone. And again, that's going to go in on Hayes, and he's going to cover it up. And the Potsdam player coming in on the goalie just got hit and knocked down. That's Richie Scott, but there was no call on it.
Raiders dodged the bullet there. Brian Levac thought that Richie Scott had intent in his eyes, intent to do something to his goaltender. The whistle had blown, and Richie Scott went in and just faked it, Todd Hayes, but Brian Levac took exception to that and put him on his backside. Could have been called for a penalty, but as we say, the Raiders dodged the bullet there.
Sean Putnam's line out against the Trevor Cameron line. Face off, Massena zone, right side off the draw, puck in the circle. Cameron kicks it ahead. Eddie Davis moves it out to center ice to Freddie Kellison. Here comes Kellison to Cameron. Cameron to Eddie Davis. Davis, the backhander, knocked down in the slot, and Putnam picks it up. Here comes Sean Putnam. Oh, nice move, but he loses the puck to Trevor Cameron. Cameron trying to go by the D. He gets taken off the puck, and the Sandstoners pick it up. That's Tommy McCabe. McCabe gets upended. Putnam picks up the loose puck, drops it on his D. Headman pass intercepted. Jason Labarge takes it across the blue line. Cameron to Kellison. Kellison loses it, and back out to center ice. McCabe, he flips it all the way in on Massena goal, and Hayes is going to cover up as he has Putnam coming in on him.
That time, all five of the Raiders got caught up in the offensive flow, and Potsdam dumped the puck out of their zone, and Sean Putnam, if he had a half a stride more, would have been in all alone on Todd Hayes, but fortunately Todd was able to come out and corral it. But that's the drawback when you get caught up.
It's a real danger in a game like this where Massena really is dominating but hasn't scored a goal. You start pressing, and you can get caught up ice. Off the face-off, we got Jake's line back out from Massena. Headman pass to Cameron. Cameron has it taken away. It goes into the corner. Now Levac trying to throw the check. It comes to King. King loses it. Back to the blue line. Here's a shot knocked down. Morris with it. Here comes Jake out to center ice. Oh, boy, he just got railed. Definitely a high stick, but no call. And Collins comes up with a puck. To Cameron to Jake. Jake takes it across. Breaks in on Blanchard. Shot. Big save. Rebound. Controlled by the Sandstoners. Big save by Blanchard again. He's got a quick toe. Here's Thaler. Ridden into the boards by Levac. Puck in the corner, trying to come up with a saber, and it comes free to Levac. Out to Jake again. Here comes Jake, 1-on-2. He's got Bergeron. Jake feeding Bergeron through traffic. It slides right in on Blanchard, and he's going to cover up for the faceoff.
Kerry Blanchard has made some outstanding saves here this afternoon. None bigger and none better than that one he just made on Jake Morris. Jake gained the zone and just flew by the Potsdam defenseman coming down on the right side, and he went in one-on-one with Blanchard, and he put one low to the stick side, and Kerry Blanchard with a big toe save. Beautiful save. Best of the afternoon.
Jason Chilton now will face it off against Justin Gennaro. Face off left side in the Potsdam zone. Here's Bobby Whitcup in behind the net. He's taken into the boards by Chris Hayes, but the puck comes to Chilton. Looks to center. Whitcup. Oh, it jumped over his stick. Barkley keeps it in. Deflected in front. They jam at it. Bouncing puck back to Labarge. He gets a quick wrist shot. Save, score! Adam Morris scores on the rebound, and Massena goes up 1-0.
Adam Morris getting the Raiders on the board here with 8:02 left in the second period on a rebound. The Stoners thought they were going to clear the zone, but Captain Jason Labarge jumped down from the point and kept it in. One Potsdam player came out to check him, and instead of playing the man, he played the puck, and Jason Labarge went around him, and from about 35 feet out, let a shot go that Kerry Blanchard made the first save on. It was a good save, but Adam Morris, lurking just off the crease, backhanded it between Kerry Blanchard and the short side, and that put the Raiders up 1-0.
So Adam Morris, good second effort.
That's Adam Morris's 14th goal of the year.
I guess they gave Whitcup the goal. I thought Adam Morris got it, but, well, they gave it to Whitcup. Whitcup's been working hard, so what the heck. In the zone, Alex Smith with it. And the puck goes up into the Massena bench. Who'd they give it to?
Well, our statistician's got Jason Chilton down. I don't think that, I'm not sure.
Chilton gets the goal.
Okay.
Okay. Chilton gets the goal.
Doesn't matter who gets it. The Raiders are up 1-0.
Yeah. There was 3 Raiders right in front deep, and one of them poked it in. Apparently it was Jason Chilton. Off the face-off, Adam Morris with it. He dumps it in the Potsdam zone. Blanchard leaves it in behind the net for Jason Buchanan. Here's Buchanan in the corner. Morris takes it away, goes to Chilton behind the net. Chilton ridden to the boards, but Whitcup is there. Whitcup centering pass right in front, Jason LaBarge. He turns it around, flips it to Whitcup, and he overskates. We have a whistle, and there's a slashing in front of the net, and it's going to go on Buchanan.
Yeah, Jason Buchanan is going to get a slashing call. He put the lumber on Adam Morris, and he's going to pick up a minute and a half, and that's certainly the Sandstoners don't want a penalty anytime, but especially after you've just been scored upon, and that Raider juggernaut has the capability of scoring in bunches. You put them on a power play.
And, of course, Adam Morris, composure that time, didn't retaliate.
We almost had a deja vu situation again. Captain Jason LaBarge jumped down from the point into the play and had a glorious opportunity, just like that led to the first goal.
Here's Barkley's shot. We have a whistle. They're going to call Morris for interference. Yep, that's it. Jake Morris gets called for interference.
I can't comment on it, Jerry, because I did not see it. I was watching the puck back here at the point. Happened on the far side, but referee Wayne Umel happened right in front of him, and he has no doubt about it. He signaled it immediately.
I saw Stan smile and shake his head, so I don't think he agreed with the call. So that's 4-on-4 now. Off the face-off, here's Jason LaBarge with it. Circling, looking. Here's LaBarge, dropping it for Barkley. Barkley to Bergeron to LaBarge. LaBarge takes it across. He's got Cameron, feeds him in front, poke checked away, but Bergeron stays with it. Back to the point, Barkley to Bergeron to Cameron. Cameron back to Barkley. Nice job keeping it in for Aaron Barkley. Barkley flips it in the corner. In behind the net is Cameron picking it up. Here's Cameron. Gets ridden into the boards, but stays with it. Here's Cameron stepping in front. Can't get the shot off, but he stays with it. Back to the point, Barkley. Barkley to Bergeron, trying to center it, and it's off a leg and back out to center ice. And Cameron just got nailed in front of the net. Now the puck comes to Bergeron. He flips it to Barkley. 1-0 Massena. On the Corky scoreboard, headman Jason LaBarge. LaBarge looking at the blue line. Drop pass, Bergeron. Cross ice pass is knocked, kept in. No, nice pass by Barkley to keep it in. Now in behind the net. After it is Bergeron in the corner. Here's Bergeron trying to center it. It bounces in behind the net. It comes to Derek Green. Green starts to move it out to center ice to the Massena line. Barkley dumps it right back. And in behind the net it goes. They did call the icing. I was wondering about that. Icing is the call on Massena.
Nothing prettier when a club, and it doesn't matter what team, when they move the puck like Massena's moving it this afternoon, they're head manning, looking for each other. It really is pretty, and they got that puck on a string, passing it here and there, and it's pretty to watch. And again, I'm watching Sebastian Bergeron. He went off, I'm not sure if he was tired or re-injured that shoulder.
Face off right side in the Massena zone. It will be Tony Walker facing off against Trevor Cameron. Off the draw, Cameron back to the point. Here's a shot by Potsdam. Levac flips it out, looking for Cameron, but Buchanan intercepts and comes back the other way. Here's Buchanan, sliding it in the zone. They got a mini power play here. As the puck comes in the side of the net, Hayes makes a save. The rebound comes to Morris. Here comes Jake, out to center ice. Has it poke checked away. Buchanan at his own blue line. Flips it over on the other side. The puck bounces back into the zone. Sean Putnam loses to Jake. He steals right in front. Shot, save. Oh, nice save by Blanchard. And the puck goes back to Levac at the point. He winds it up, deflected just wide. Puck in the corner again. Potsdam clears it down the ice. If that's not on, it is on, so no icing. And Hayes is going to cover it up, as he had Tony Walker racing in. Oh, Jake just stole the puck from the Potsdam D. Went in, and another big save by Blanchard.
Oh, beautiful save. Again, Jake, that quickness, he stole it, as you mentioned, Jerry, from the Potsdam defenseman and walked in from 40 feet. Looked like he was going to go to the back end, but again, went to the forehand where he was stymied last night, and Kerry Blanchard read that and made the save. Back at the other end, Todd Hayes made a great save off of Tony Walker. Potsdam flooded the zone, and he stayed on the short side, made a great save.
There's a chance, and the shot by Potsdam, it comes in the back of the cage, and it's tied up in the mesh. That time it was Chris King getting a good, quick wrist shot off, right off the face-off, and just wide. And it's going to be outside the face-off because Potsdam was the team that tied it up in the mesh. Chilton's line coming out from Massena now. 5:14 left, second period. Raiders up 1-0 on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. Saber against Chilton. Off the face-off, the puck comes to Brian Levac. Levac to Todd Collins. He moves it up. Collins' headman goes by Chilton. That'll be an icing on Massena. No, they wave. Yeah, there they call it. Massena, now that was a late call. Massena got a shot off before that icing was called.
Yes, I don't realize what it was a late call, but it certainly was. Bobby Lozon a little slow on the whistle, but there's no question it was an icing call.
And that'll move the faceoff back inside Massena territory. 5:06 left, second period, 1-0 Raiders on the Corky's Collision scoreboard.
Again, that goal coming at the 6:58 mark. Jason Chilton picking it up. We credit it to Adam Morris initially, but Chile picking up his 10th of the year with Adam Morris and Aaron Barkley picking up the assists.
Off the faceoff, Brian Levac with it. Moving it ahead. Chilton, bounce pass to himself, pokes it by into the Potsdam zone. He's got Whitcup in front. Shot right on. Blanchard makes the save and holds on for the faceoff. He wanted to drop it, but he had Adam Morris right there on top of him and decided to hold on.
Raiders go to the net really well without the puck, and Adam Morris was going hard, and Jason Chilton comes steaming down that left side, read that he kind of suspected that Kerry Blanchard was going to play the pass, so he faked the pass and fired a shot, but got it up a little high and right into the midriff.
Now Jake's line coming out. He'll face off against Sean Putnam. Bergeron's back out there.
He's tough.
Off the draw, the puck comes in behind the net. Bergeron steals backhander, Blanchard save. Rebound, Bergeron in the corner. Feeds Chris Cameron, trying to go to Jake in front. Gets it back again, short side shot, knocked down on the D. And Potsdam's going to break it out of there. Here comes Putnam, 2-on-2. Putnam gets the shot, and Hayes makes the save and covers up. A little bit of a problem playing it, but he holds on, I should say, for the faceoff.
2-on-2 situation. Raider defense played it well. It wasn't a hard shot, kind of a knuckleball, and gave Todd Hayes a little trouble. He kind of juggled it and decided, well, I better hold on and get a face-off here.
Now Putnam will face off against Morris in the Massena zone. Still 1-0 Raiders, 4:35 left, second period. Off the draw, puck sits in the circle. Jake kicks it in behind the net. Jason Labarge rides it along the puck boards to Chris Cameron, who goes to Morris, and Jake busts out of the zone. Here comes Jake by the defense. He's got Bergeron with him. Taking it in right side, shot right in front to Bergeron. The backhander goes to the side of the net, and Cameron's there digging away at it, but Putnam, Blanchard has it all covered up, and we'll have the face-off inside Potsdam territory.
Number 2, Alex Smith, he's muttering to himself, how many changes of speed does that guy have? He showed him 3 different speeds coming down that right side. Jake Morris, Alex Smith thought he had him lined up, and then he'd burst by him again. He'd put the hook to him, but Jake Morris playing like a person possessed.
Boy, he's had a great tournament.
Oh, he certainly has.
Trevor Cameron's line out there now. Face off right side, Potsdam zone. Here's Cameron, gets a backhander right on Blanchard. He covers up as he's got Davis right on top of him. Trevor Cameron won the draw and got a kind of a weak backhander.
We mentioned, Jerry, about the juggling with the Bergeron and the Jake Morris line, but we also have to allude that there's been some juggling on this unit, Trevor Cameron's unit. Eddie Davis is getting a regular shift out there yesterday and today, and that line has really looked effective.
Off the faceoff, back to the point. Levac kind of misfired on it, and it's cleared out to center ice by Potsdam, but Levac is there to move it. It comes into the Massena zone. Levac has lost his stick. And it's going to be a hand pass by Potsdam, I believe, and that'll move the faceoff outside the zone.
4:03 left in the second period. A 1-0 Massena lead. This period kind of not as fast as the first period that really flew by. This one stops and starts, a lot of stops you play. Not many penalties, but the goaltenders seem to be holding on for face-offs, trying to slow the action down at both ends.
Chilton will face off now against Sabre. Chile gets tossed again, and Adam Morris will take the draw. Flips it ahead to himself, again to himself. Here comes Morris, busting in on the right wing side. Gets a shot off, it's blocked, comes back to Whitcup. High post, his shot, oh, he didn't miss by much. And the puck comes in behind the net. And Potsdam starts to move it out. They clear it to center ice. Barkley is there to dump it to an open wing. After it is Chris Hayes, bounces it ahead. It goes to John Thaler. Thaler and Labarge go in the corner. Whitcup poke checks the puck by. And it's underneath Whitcup and the Potsdam player who's down. That's Mike Sabre. And we'll have a face-off inside the Massena zone.
You mentioned speed, and there's no substitute for it. And Jake Morris certainly has a lot of speed, and brother Adam is not far behind, and he just showed some to number 44, Chris Hayes, that time. He just flew by him and almost was in home free.
3:33 left, second period on the Corky scoreboard. Massena 1, Potsdam 0. Sabre will face off against Chilton. Off the draw, Barkley. Aaron Barkley in behind the net, rides it around the boards, has it knocked down, though, by Chris King. He takes King out of the play, and Whitcup rides it around for Adam Morris. Morris and Thaler. Morris takes Thaler, and Jason Labarge will pick up the puck. Here comes Labarge, moving it ahead to Whitcup. Bobby starts it across into the Potsdam zone. Drop pass, knocked back out to center ice. Barkley there, flipping it back in the Potsdam zone. Massena gets onside. No, it's offsides. Whitcup did not wait for Chilton to get onside, and offsides will be a call right away on Massena.
Captain Jason Labarge making that play out of his own end is so important. That first pass, starting any rush, and he made the turn, and he found his breaking line mate up that right side. You just can't put enough emphasis on that when you've got those defensemen that can headman that puck.
Off the face-off to the Potsdam line. They flip it to the Massena line. Collins ahead to Morris by way of Cameron. Here's Jake with it, winds up, and the bouncing shot goes in the corner. Picked up there by Chris Hayes. Hayes dropping back to Sean Putnam. Putnam taken out of the play by Cameron. Hayes is there, Jake after it. Comes back to the point. Collins, good job to keep it in. Blocks it with his body. Gets it to Jake. Here's Jake Morris' shot. We have a whistle. Man in the crease. I think Sebastian was in the crease. And that'll move the face-off outside the zone.
Great effort to keep the puck in the zone by Todd Collins, going down to block that rolling puck. And if Sebastian hadn't been in the zone, if's a big word, but Raiders would have mounted a tough scoring threat.
Morris will take the face-off against Putnam again. Just outside the Potsdam zone. Here's Levac with it at the red line. Flipping it ahead for Cameron. Chris takes it across. Has it poked away, and it's dumped down in the Massena zone. And racing in there after it is Brian Levac. Levac, headman, knocked down. Levac throws the check, and Bergeron flips it ahead to Jake Morris. Morris just flips it to the Potsdam line. They dump it right back in the zone. Collins there for Massena. There's Todd Collins ripping it to Brian Levac. Levac ahead. Goes back to the Potsdam zone. Derek Green is there for the Sandstoners to move it ahead into the Massena zone again. In behind the net, there's Hayes way out of his net. He flips it in the corner. Potsdam controls in front and scores!
The Potsdam contingent on the far side up on their feet, really roaring, and Todd Hayes is a little mad at himself. I won't say he nonchalanted, but he was in behind the net with the puck, and he had a chance to run it to the weak side, and he delayed, and he finally ran it back to the strong side, and there was a Potsdam player right there who grabbed it and threw it out in front, and before Todd could get back in the net, he was halfway there. The Potsdam player just tipped it into the empty net.
Chris King gets the goal.
And that's typical of this Potsdam club. The tenacious would be the word to describe them. They hang in there. They've been badly outplayed in this game, but yet you look up on the scoreboard and they're tied.
Here comes Massena in the Potsdam zone, but the Sandstoners clear it back to the Massena blue line. Picked up by Barkley. Flips it ahead for Eddie Davis. Davis with a puck now to Kellison. Bounces away from him out to center ice. Buchanan dumps it back inside the Massena zone. In behind the net is Barkley. 1-1 tie now. Davis ahead to Trevor Cameron. Here comes Cameron down the ice, flipping for Kellison, gets by him. It's dumped back out to center ice. Right back in the zone by Barkley. We have a whistle. Offsides, perhaps? An offside pass on Massena, I think.
The official time on that goal, Jerry, the 13:02 mark, and Chris King picking up the goal. The assists coming from Mike Saber and Tommy McCabe. So a big goal by Potsdam late in this period to tie this hockey game.
Jason Chilton's line comes out for Massena now against the Sean Putnam line. 1-1 tie hockey game. We're near the end of the second period. Morris back to Levac. We got a penalty on Potsdam. Delay penalty. Massena doesn't control it. Yeah, they do. Here's Todd Collins taking it across. In the corner, Massena trying to get the extra attacker. They shoot and hit the side of the net. And finally, Potsdam touches it. And the call will be made, a high stick against Potsdam. And that's going to go against Tommy McCabe.
And Todd Collins is having words with Tony Walker, and he wants to get away because Potsdam's going to go to the box for a minute and a half. You certainly do not want to pick up a retaliation penalty here.
Penalty to number 11, Tom McCabe.
Face-off will be in the Potsdam zone to the right of goaltender Kerry Blanchard.
Penalty 13 minutes, 50 seconds into the second period.
And the Massena power play unit comes out. Jake Morris, Chris Cameron, and Sebastian Bergeron. Barkley and Labarge, will be at the points.
Raiders need...
Off the face-off, Bergeron. Bergeron back to Labarge. Labarge over to Barkley. Barkley to Jake at the 45 to Chris Cameron. Back to Jake, back to Cameron. Cameron to Morris, and it's poke check back to the blue line and out to center ice. Aaron Barkley picking it up at the Massena line, flipping ahead for Cameron. Chris to Bergeron. Bergeron takes it in. Here's Bergeron right in front, shot. He just missed wide. Puck in the corner now. Morris gets tied up but stays with it. Here comes Jake. To Bergeron, the shot. What a save by Blanchard. As Blanchard was coming across and he had to be quick as Jake saw Bergeron wide open. And Bergeron got the shot on the fly, but Blanchard came across and made the save.
And it had a better scoring opportunity just prior to that. Busting down the left side, took the puck on the fly just inside the blue line and walked right around Jason Buchanan and just slid it wide to the far side. I think he had Kerry Blanchard beaten. But as you mentioned, he came right back and one-timed one just after that, and Blanchard made the big save.
Face off right side in the Potsdam zone. Chilton will take the draw now as the second unit comes out. They'll face off against Tony Walker. Off the face, back to Todd Collins. Collins to Levac. His shot knocked down in front. Here's the rebound bouncing around. Blanchard gets a piece of it. Now it's backhanded right across the open goal mouth. Adam Morris is down on the ice. The puck dumped all the way down in the Massena zone. And racing in for it is Walker. He goes flying into the boards, and Chilton picks up the loose puck. Here's Chilton, the head man to Adam Morris. 14 seconds left in the period. Adam trying to get by the defense. Right in front. Whitcup shot. And it's underneath Blanchard. And Whitcup just got hauled down as the defenseman Alex Smith had him in a headlock. And the net's knocked off its moorings, but no goal as Blanchard has it underneath him.
And I cannot believe that they're not calling Alex Smith for assault on that one. As you mentioned, he had Bobby Whitcup in a headlock. Great individual effort by Adam Morris. And he froze both defensemen, tied them both up, and tipped the puck through to Bobby Whitcup. And Bobby was in and just could not beat Kerry Blanchard. But in the ensuing melee, Alex Smith put a headlock on Bobby Whitcup and flipped him to the ice.
Face-off will come to the right of Blanchard. 7 seconds left in the period. Still 1-1 tie. On the Corky's Collision scoreboard, Jake Morris out to take the face-off now. Imagine they'll try to draw it back to Labarge. Let's see. It goes to Bergeron, who goes back to Labarge with 5 seconds left. Here's Labarge, centering pass right across the goal mouth. 1 second, that'll take care of the period right there. So both teams score in the second period. Again, Massena with a big territorial edge, but they gave up a goal to Potsdam, and it's tied.
And a parrot.
Sean Putnam will be out to face off against Morris. Putnam and Tony Walker. Oh, yeah, total for the tournament, 1,941. 1,048 yesterday, 893 today. That's not bad. Total attendance for this tournament, 1,941, almost 2,000 people. to watch this hockey tournament. Off the face-off, the puck comes to Jason LaBarge. LaBarge goes to Morris. Ahead to Cameron. Chris with it. Feeds Jake. He takes it across. Here's Jake Morris now. Centering it back to the point. Trying to feed it through to Jake. Jake can't get the shot off. Has to go back to the point. Barkley winds up his shot. And the save made by Blanchard. Out to center ice. Here comes Potsdam in the Massena zone. They slide it through. In the corner it goes. And Jason LaBarge picks it up. Here's LaBarge. Back to the point. Trying to clear the zone. It goes to Cameron. Cameron feeds Bergeron. Bergeron busting. Drops to Chris Cameron. Cameron looks to get the shot off. He centers it. It goes behind Jake Morris. And Morris takes it in the corner. Here's Morris with it. Circling out of traffic. Looks to go back to the point. He does. But it's way out to center ice. And it's picked up by LaBarge. Feeding Barkley. Aaron breaks in the zone. Stays with it in front. Can't get the shot off. And the puck goes in the corner. Wrapped around the boards as Whitcup comes up with it. Back to Levac, back to Whitcup as Massena's made the line change here. Here's Bobby Whitcup dropping it for Levac. Levac bounces it ahead to Collins. Collins ahead to Whitcup. Whitcup takes it across, gets by a check. Poke checked away back to the point. Comes to Collins, jumped over his stick. He keeps it in. Flips it in the corner. Still 1-1 tie here. Adam Morris in front. They jam, and the puck bounces free. And it's picked up by Chris King, who moves it out to center ice. King's headman pass for John Thaler. Thaler in the corner now. Knocked off the puck by Collins. It bounces free to Adam Morris. Morris breaks out of the zone with Whitcup. 2-on-2. Here comes Morris. Takes the shift in the middle of the shot. Rebound. Comes to Morris again. His sharp angle shot bounces right in the slot. And it's steered out to center ice. Controlled by Potsdam. The Sandstoners, Mike Saber, backhander, is knocked down, comes in behind the net, and Brian Levac picks it up as Potsdam wants a change. That unit had been out there for a long time. Now the puck to the Potsdam line. Chris Hayes with it, flipping it ahead. Whitcup. Whitcup loses to Hayes. Hayes dumps it all the way down the ice. They wave the icing off, so Levac will play it. Here's Levac behind his own net. Brian Levac with it. He's still got it, bounces it. Over to Collins, to Whitcup, out to center ice, gets by Bobby, back to the Massena line. Collins is there, flips it ahead, and it's dumped down the ice. That'll be an icing call against the Potsdam Sandstoners. 12:22 remaining in the third period, and the Massena Red Raiders and the Potsdam Sandstoners are all tied up in one apiece on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard.
First 2 minutes and a half of this period played here in the neutral zone, Jerry. Both clubs kind of cautious. They know that the next goal, I'm not going to say it.
Okay, face off left side in the Potsdam zone. Trevor Cameron out there with his line mates. We're waiting for them to drop the puck. Putnam will face off against Cameron. Off the draw, Cameron in the corner after it. Here's Cameron, gets tied up, Eddie Davis. Davis, Cameron takes it in front. Poke check, nice by Blanchard. Heady goaltender. Goes to Kellison on the other side. Kellison centering pass knocked down in front, and the Sandstoners are going to clear it. Tony Walker out to center ice. Walker ridden off the play. It comes to Jason LaBarge. LaBarge feeds Kellison to Cameron. Here comes Trevor. Trevor gets by one. Winds up. His shot is blocked by the defense, Jason Buchanan, and it's back out to center ice. Barkley is there to pick it up for the Massena Red Raiders. Headman to Kellison. Kellison loses it at the Potsdam blue line, but offsides will be called, and the whistle blows, and we'll have a face-off just outside the Potsdam blue line.
A great move by Trevor Cameron as he beat Alex Smith right at the blue line and waltzed in and wound up with a big slap shot, but hit the Potsdam defenseman and didn't get through to Kerry Blanchard, who was screened on the play. But a great move by Trevor Cameron.
Morris's line out now against the Mike Saber line. Saber, Thaler, and King. Jake out there with Bergeron and Chris Cameron. It comes to Chris Cameron. Here's Cameron through traffic, stays with it, flips it in the Potsdam zone. The defense, though, clears it to the Massena zone. Picking it up there is Mike Saber, poke checked away. The puck sits, everybody looking for it. Finally, Bergeron picks it up. Headman to Jake Morris. Here comes Jake, busting by the Potsdam D, breaks in the shot. The save made, the rebound comes right out in front, but it's cleared into the corner by Thaler. Puck in the corner now. Chris King, back to the point. Here's a shot by Collins, the save made. Puck in the corner again. It comes to Collins as he's pinching in. Back to the blue line. Dumped to the open wing at center ice. Here's Brian Levac, steps across the red line, flips in the Potsdam zone. They dump it right back out to the Massena line. Todd Collins is there. His pass is knocked down, but he gets it back again. Kind of nonchalant it. Here comes Chris Cameron. Ahead to Jake. Jake winds up his shot. Oh, big glove save by Blanchard. He leaves it in the corner. Bergeron forechecking, steals the puck, gets knocked down, gets back up again. It comes bouncing free to the blue line. Labarge trying to keep it in, he can't. Bounces out. Labarge ahead to Chilton. Chilton follows in the zone, but it goes up over the glass into the stands. And we'll have a face-off with 10:31 remaining in the third period. We're still all tied at a goal apiece on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard.
We've talked about it before, and we'll talk about it many times before the end of the season, the transition from defense to offense. No one does it any better than Massena. That Sebastian Bergeron on the stick, and it turned it up to Jake Morris in a flash.
Here's Labarge with a puck off the faceoff. Dumps it in the Potsdam zone. Blanchard stops it in behind the net. Leaves it for Buchanan. Jason Buchanan trying to get it out. Kept in by Chilton. Chilton bounces to Adam Morris. Here comes Morris. Morris gets all tied up in the circle. Puck sits there. Chilton shot. Blanchard save, and he holds on for the faceoff.
Adam Morris drew a crowd. In fact, he drew 3 Potsdam Sandstoners. They all went with him. He was battling, and Jason Chilton, trailing the play, picked it up and came in uncontested to the right of Kerry Blanchard. But Blanchard, again, held his ground and stayed tight to the post, took the angle away from Jason Chilton. They didn't have much room to shoot.
Chilton will take the faceoff against Sean Putnam. Faceoff right side in the Potsdam zone. Aldis out there playing the point with Jason Labarge. Putnam with Walker and McCabe off the face. Puck goes in behind the net, picked up by Derek Green. He rides it around the boards. Aldis is there. Bounce pass. Goes to Bobby Whitcup. Whitcup feeds it in the corner, controlled by Walker. Doesn't get it out. Aldis, his shot. And the save made Blanchard, and he's going to hold on for the faceoff. He wanted to play it ahead, but he held it too long, and the whistle blew.
Again, it goes as a shot on goal, but Kerry Blanchard will stop those all day. Chris Aldis, a big shot from the point, but no one in front to screen to redirect, and Kerry Blanchard just picked it off.
Now it's Trevor Cameron to take the face-off. He'll face off against Mike Saber. Face-off right side in the Potsdam zone. Off the draw, Cameron has it poked away, and it goes out, jumps over Collins' stick, comes back to the Massena line. Here's Todd Collins, flipping for Trevor Cameron. Cameron turns it around the other way, splits the D, stays with it. Here's Cameron, Kellison, back to the point. Here's Collins, his shot deflected, bounces in the corner. After it, it's poked back to the point, and Brian Levac is there to dump it ahead. Here's Potsdam trying to come back with it. Eddie Davis gets a stick on it. Finally, Potsdam dumps in the Massena zone. Collins with it, over to Brian Levac. Levac, headman to Trevor Cameron, a little bit too far. Dump back to the Massena line. Collins is there again. Taken away from him, flipped in the zone as Eddie Davis throws a check and takes the puck and drops it back to Brian Levac. Here's Levac now, stick handling it to the Potsdam line, dumped to the open wing by the Sandstoners, picked up by Freddie Kellison, crosses the line. Kellison's pass is knocked down, bounces in the slot, backhanded to the blue line, kept in by Collins, and Potsdam's going to break back the other way, but it's going to be an icing call. No, they didn't. They wave off the icing as the puck picked up behind the net by Saber. He centers it, comes all the way back out to center ice. Buchanan couldn't keep it in. Now he dumps it in the Potsdam zone. Around the boards it goes. Eddie Davis picking up the puck in behind the net. Davis dropping it for Levac. Brian Levac with it, moving it, and that's going to be an icing call against. No, it went off somebody. They waved the icing off, and Massena wants to make a line change. Puck bouncing back out to center ice. Here comes Walker. Across the line, gets knocked down. Sean Putnam picking up the loose puck, trying to split the D, but Barkley takes it away. Here's Barkley in the corner. He and Bergeron work. The puck kicks out. They center it right in front. Here's a chance for Potsdam. Puck in the circle. Finally, Labarge comes out of the pack with it. Here comes Jason Labarge leading the attack, building up the head of steam. Labarge breaks in the shot. Save the rebound in front. And it goes into the corner. Potsdam trying to come back the other way. They kick it out to center ice, and Jason Labarge picks it up again. Here comes Labarge back the other way again. He's going to take it across, trying to slide through. Gets the shot. What a save by Blanchard. 2 big chances by Jason Labarge and 2 big saves by Blanchard.
Jason LaBarge, one was an end-to-end rush. The other one, the second one, he picked up in the neutral zone and went in and just sifted right by the Potsdam defense. And Kerry Blanchard, I'm not sure he knew he had that save, Jerry. He thought that he read Jason LaBarge going to the glove side, and he went to the stick side and kind of got him on the shoulder. But anyway, a great save and had the presence of mind to grab the rebound. But two great rushes by Jason LaBarge.
Chilton's line coming out now. Collins and Levac at the points. And it will be, I believe, Putnam's line. Off the face-off. Collins shot right on. No, they score! It went right through Blanchard's legs, and Massena goes up 2-1.
Jerry, that is a shame. Kerry Blanchard, who's been outstanding, and that was the easiest shot he had to handle tonight. A 55-footer came back to Todd Collins, and Todd was just keeping it in the zone, and he golfed it. And I won't say that Kerry Blanchard nonchalanted it, but he didn't get the leg. First of all, he didn't get the stick down in front of him. It was too late. It went right between the skates and into the net. And he's played such an outstanding game. But those things happen. That was the easiest shot he had to handle all night.
Man, he made great save after great save, and I guess that one just kind of handcuffed him. In behind the net, Massena zone. Here's Brian Levac. Levac in the corner, ridden off the play, but Whitcup is there. Bobby breaks it ahead to Jason Chilton. He overskates it. Puck bouncing free to the Massena line, bouncing back to the Potsdam line. Whitcup again. Whitcup dropping it to Collins. Oops, Todd overskates it, comes back after it. Todd Collins gets his third goal of the tournament. He's not going to get a much easier one. Here's Whitcup now. Loses it, comes back to the Massena line. Collins again. Bounce pass ahead to Whitcup. Whitcup in the zone, goes by the defense. Here's Bobby Whitcup, centering pass knocked down. He stays with it. Whitcup in behind. He's taken out of the play, and the puck comes back to Potsdam. They just flip it to the Massena line. Jason LaBarge is there. Here's LaBarge with it, dropping it over to Barkley. Barkley, head man to Whitcup, right on his stick. Here's Bobby trying to slide it through. Back to the point, kept in by... No, it wasn't kept in by LaBarge. That was close. That was a good call, I think.
The official time on that go-ahead goal, the 7:13 mark of the third period. Todd Collins picking up his sixth goal of the year, and Jason Chilton picking up the assist. Came back to the point, and as we said, and Todd just wanting to keep it in, redirected it towards the net, didn't have a lot on it, and I think there was a lack of concentration possibly on Kerry Blanchard's part, and technically too, because he didn't have that stick down there.
Cameron's line out against Gennaro's line. That's Trevor Cameron. Puck comes to the Massena blue line off the face-off, and it's Aaron Barkley with it. Barkley goes to Kellison. Freddie just dumps it on the backhand. That's going to go right in the corner. Blanchard plays it back to the blue line, and it's dumped out to center ice. Here's Barkley again, backhanding it ahead. Eddie Davis. Here's Davis. Headman pass, knocked down. Following is Kellison. Here's Freddie with it. Looks to center. It kind of jumped over his stick. The Sandstoners move it, but don't get it out. As Jason LaBarge finally has it poked away. Here's Davis with it, has it poked away. Here's Potsdam moving in. Kelly Ross, he overskates. Cameron throws the check. The puck bounces free, picked up by Davis. Back the other way, Eddie Davis. Davis gets upended. Jason LaBarge follows up. A penalty, a delay penalty. Massena controls. Kellison in front. Here's Freddie shot. Save. The rebound cleared by Potsdam. Oh, Freddie Kellison all by himself on a beautiful feed from Jason LaBarge. LaBarge has turned it up a notch here in the third period. But again, Kerry Blanchard stoned him, made the save. And with 5:58 left in the third period, Massena will go on the power play.
Another great save by Kerry Blanchard. But that line of Trevor Cameron, Freddie Kellison, and Eddie Davis haven't had a bad shift out here this afternoon, Jerry. Every time they've been on the ice, they've been applying pressure to this Potsdam team, and they've been hustling at both ends of the ice. And hard work pays off, and it paid off again for a great scoring opportunity for Freddie Kellison. But a young man down that Potsdam net was equal to the task.
Face-off will come in the Potsdam zone to the left side. Off the draw. Back to the point, it's Barkley. Barkley flips it to Jake. Back to Barkley. Barkley back to Jake at the 45 to Aaron Barkley. Now they'll try. No, Barkley's going to shoot. Right on. The save, the rebound, Cameron. Cameron in the corner. He couldn't get the shot off. Now Chris has got it. Picks up the puck, trying to go to Bergeron, and it bounces up over the glass. and the faceoff will come inside Potsdam territory. 5:40 remaining in the third period. 1:12 in the power play. On the Pete scoreboard, Massena leads 2-1.
And that time, Sebastian Bergeron did something that he hadn't been doing on this power play. And you've got to do that. He'd been standing off to the side on that overload when the shot came from the point off to the side, waiting for the rebound there. He's got to jump in front of Kerry Blanchard and screen him, and he did that time.
Off the faceoff, back to the point, LaBarge. LaBarge cross-ice pass to Barkley, goes to Morris. Jake moving around to Cameron. Cameron right in front. Oh, and Bergeron couldn't get the shot off. Great opportunity for Massena as the puck whistles around the boards to Jake Morris. Here's Morris back to Barkley at the point. Barkley to Jake. Jake to Cameron. Cameron to Jake right in front. And again, they couldn't get a stick on it. Here's LaBarge. LaBarge goes by the defense now. LaBarge drops it for Bergeron. Bergeron right in front to Cameron. He can't get the shot off. The puck bounces free, and it's back to the point. Barkley with it. Barkley, oh, good job to keep it in. Bergeron. Bergeron right in front. Cameron. Cameron to Morris. Score! Jake Morris! And Massena goes ahead 3-1 in a perfect three-way passing play.
Oh, that was pretty as a picture. But again, back here, he's not going to get an assist on it, but the guy that really should get an assist, Aaron Barkley, did a great job of keeping the puck in the zone. He got down to his knees. It was rolling, bouncing. He was able to keep it in the zone, dumped it in the corner to the right of Kerry Blanchard, and Sebastian Bergeron. Then Chris Cameron picked it up and looked across, and he found Jake Morris all alone to the left of Kerry Blanchard. And Jake, he was on his off wing, and he put it right on the stick, and Jake didn't waste any time, and he put it upstairs on the glove side of Kerry Blanchard.
Jake Morris gets the goal, and Massena goes up 3-1. 4:56, and Potsdam's going to call a timeout.
Oh, that's really a big goal. Gives the Raiders a 2-goal advantage with 4:56. But again, young Mr. Barkley, Aaron Barkley, did a great job of keeping that in the zone, Jerry. And
if he hadn't been able to, it would have been a 2-on-1 the other way.
Yes, and the puck was bouncing. He did an excellent job, kept it in, and allowed the Raiders to capitalize it again. And that was a power play goal too, Jerry.
Certainly was, and it was a pretty power play goal. Jason Chilton's line out now against Sean Putnam's line. 3-1, Massena leading on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard. 4:56 left in the third period. And we're off. Off the face-off, Massena's Adam Morris steps by one, pokes it in the Potsdam zone. Jason Buchanan is there to move it back to the Massena line. In fact, it's going to go right in on Hayes, and he's going to cover it up. As Putnam was in there, racing in on Hayes. And in fact, the net got knocked off and everything as Hayes tried to get out of the way.
We talk about speed, and number 5 for the Potsdam Sandstoners, Sean Putman, doesn't take a back seat to anyone when it comes to speed. He's a real burner. He busted in there that time.
4:45 remaining in the third, and face-off will be in the Massena zone. Jake Morris back out there. Morris has had an unbelievable tournament. Yes, sir. Off the faceoff, puck sits in the circle. They kick at it, comes back to the point. Chris Hayes. Hayes shot right on it, score!
Again, never say die. Potsdam Sandstoners, they hang tough, and boy, they're bounced right back. That was another tricky one. The Stoners kept it in the zone and just wristed it. I don't know. Todd Hayes was going to his left for whatever reason. I don't know. He read something that we couldn't see, but the puck came from the left point, and Todd was going across the crease and couldn't get back in time, and essentially it went into an empty net.
It rolled right in the net. That shot coming from the left point. It wasn't a hard shot.
Again, the Potsdam defenseman was doing what Todd Collins did on the previous Raider goal, that just trying to keep it into the zone.
See who gets the goal. Yeah, Chris Hayes. Hayes gets the goal. So now it's a one-goal game again. Off the face-off, the puck comes back to the Massena line. Barkley to LaBarge. LaBarge flipping ahead for Eddie Davis, for Trevor Cameron, I should say. Puck poked off his stick. Davis is jamming for it. It bounces around, and it's picked up by Trevor Cameron. Eddie Davis to Freddie Kellison. Here comes Kellison across the blue line. Has it poked away in the corner. and it's ridden around the boards by the Sandstoners. Eddie Davis with it, backhands it right on. Blanchard's going to glove it, and he tried to play it. He had Trevor Cameron right on him, but he plays it out to center ice. Here comes Mike Saber, the shot, the save made by Hayes, and the puck goes into the corner. Puck bounces around, picked up again by Saber. Now Chris King loses it. It goes out to center ice. Picked up there by Derek Green. Puck in behind the net now. Jason Labarge as Potsdam makes a line change. Potsdam's been going with two lines here. Here's Jason Labarge. 3:30 left. Labarge dumps it in the Potsdam zone. Here is Putnam. Putnam flips it in the Massena zone. Todd Collins bangs it right back out to center ice. The bouncing puck picked up by Richie Scott. He's taken out of the play. And Todd Collins bounces it to the blue line. And Adam Morris. Morris, headman pass to Bobby Whitcup. Here comes Whitcup, busting by the defense. Gets knocked down, centers it right across the goal mouth. And the puck bounces back to the Sandstoners. Putnam loses to Adam Morris. Morris bangs it ahead to the Potsdam line. Dumped to an open wing. Into the Massena zone, delay offsides, and the puck stopped behind the net. Here's Brian Levac to Whitcup, and it goes right through his legs down the ice. Icing will be called against the Massena Red Raiders. 3-2 on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard. Massena leads with 2:51 left in the period.
I'll tell you, Jerry, since the 10:23 mark, when Potsdam got their second goal, the tension and the excitement level has risen 5 notches here in this arena. Both teams knowing, the fans knowing, the slightest mistake, we could be into overtime. And we mentioned before that Potsdam club, they're tenacious. They hang in there, and always dangerous.
It'll be Saber against Morris. Off the face-off. Controlled by the Sandstoners. Here's a shot in the corner. Bouncing in the circle. They jam at it. Levac trying to stay with it on Chris King. Here's King. Short side right across the goal mouth, and it goes into the corner. Now in behind the net. Brian Levac kicks it. Goes to Bergeron. Bergeron, headman poke check to Jake Morris. Morris to Chris Cameron. Here comes Cameron with Jake. Cameron to Jake right in front. Shot. Score. No, it's out. I thought that was a score for sure. Back comes Potsdam the other way. Into the Massena zone. Picked up by Jason Labarge. Bangs it ahead for Bergeron. Knocked away from him. Dumped right on. That's going to be an offsides as Potsdam got caught deep in the zone. 2:10 left in the third period. 3-2 Massena.
Oh, boy, you mentioned that one, Jake Morris. It did hit the post, but prior to that, Jerry, the Raiders made a big mistake, and Jake was involved in it. He and Sebastian Bergeron, they both left the defensive zone. They thought that the Raiders are going to clear. They changed that transition from defense to offense, but they didn't have the puck. They essentially left. And where Massena was playing with 2 men down, when you're protecting a 1-goal lead in the last 9 minutes, you don't want to do that.
You don't want to score. You just want to protect your lead.
Exactly.
Here comes Potsdam breaking out of the zone. Tony Walker has it swept away by Labarge. Puck comes in the corner. In behind the net, Aldis bounces around, and it comes to Freddie Kellison. Kellison, headman pass, goes off a stick, bounces back in the Potsdam zone. In the corner after Buchanan. Jason Buchanan rides it around the boards. The puck's going to come in the corner, controlled by Sean Putnam. Here comes Putnam. Rushing down the ice into the Massena zone. Putnam gets a shot and the save made. Bouncing puck back in the slot. Poke checked away, and Potsdam can't control it. Here comes Trevor Cameron. Cameron with Aldis. Cameron takes it across, gets by the D. He fired it wide. Oh, boy, what a move. Back to Collins at the point. His shot high over the glass. 1:22 left. Potsdam ices it, but it's not going to go far enough for icing. And Aldis picking it up. Feeding Bobby Whitcup. Whitcup waves at it, and it goes in the zone. Played by Blanchard. Leaves it in behind for Derek Green. Green's pass back to the blue line, out to center ice. Into the Massena zone, picked up by Brian Levac. A minute left in the third period. Levac headman to Whitcup. Whitcup dumps it in the Potsdam zone. Comes in behind the net. They jam for it. Whistles around the boards. Chris King moving it out to center ice. Here comes an opportunity for Saber. Saber taken out of the play by Levac. Puck comes free. Do they pull their goalie? No. Massena controls. Massena doesn't clear the zone. Here's a shot. Hit the goal post. No. It's in the net. It's tied.
I'm trying to pick up the number, Jerry. You're right. It did hit the post initially. Hit the post, bounced off the back of Todd Hayes, and somehow trickled in that far corner. And then Never Say Die Potsdam Club. I'm not sure if it's number 19, John Thaler, or not. But boy, that was a big one. The Raiders had a chance to clear the zone. They should have been out of the zone. They didn't. Came back to the point, and Potsdam was staying on the line. Their defense stayed on the line. The Potsdam defenseman kept it in and directed it towards the net, and it hit the goal post, and it bounced off the back of Todd Hayes and trickled into the net.
So we're tied at 3.
Going to see who picks it up. If it is it's Hayes. It's Chris Hayes going to get the goal. Thaler and John Thaler and Mike Saber picking up the assist. So evidently they're giving to the shot that came from the point, Chris Hayes.
35 seconds left. Jake Morris against Sean Putnam. Off the draw. The puck controlled by Massena's Labarge. Here comes Jason Labarge. Across the red line. Dumps it in the Potsdam zone. Rips in behind the net. Chris Cameron is digging in the corner for it. Cameron center goes to the side of the net, and immediately covering it up is Blanchard. And we'll have a face-off with 19 seconds left. Face-off in the Potsdam zone.
What a turn of events. Would it look like a in-the-bag Raider win with just a little over 4 minutes left to go, and Massena holding on to a commanding 3-1 lead and seemingly on their way, and boom.
2 fluky goals.
2 goals. They all count, Jerry, whatever way, but 2 goals in about 2 minutes and, or I should say 4 minutes and 2 seconds. Both by Chris Hayes. He's got both those Potsdam goals, and we have a tie hockey game.
Off the face-off, puck goes in the corner. Controlled by Chris Hayes, stolen by Bergeron. Wraparound. Bounces in the slot. Chris Cameron fired it just wide. We're down to 12 seconds. Jake Morris. Morris back to the point. Jason Labarge. What a shot. What a save. Comes back to Labarge. Looks to center it. And Potsdam's going to clear it with 2 seconds left. And we're going to have overtime.
I'll tell you, we are being word to describe this Potsdam club.
Jason Chilton's line will be starting for the Sandstoners in this overtime period. It'll be Mike Saber's line for Potsdam. Saber with Chris King and John Thaler. And it will be Chilton out there with Whitcup and Adam Morris. On the points, Collins and Levac. And Levac with the puck now to Todd Collins. Collins headman to Chilton. Chilton takes it across for Whitcup. Whitcup in the corner now, feeds Chilton right in front. He can't get the shot off. Where's the puck? It's underneath Blanchard, I think, as it took a funny bounce right in. And we'll have a face-off inside Potsdam territory. 3-3 tie, we're in overtime. 7:19 left in the first overtime session. If there's no scoring in this overtime, they'll play a second. And then if there's no scoring, it'll be co-champs.
Didn't take long for the Raiders to mount that first rush, and Jason Chilton gaining the zone and breaking in on the right side, and just as he was ready to cut out in front, he lost the edge on his skate, and he went barreling into Kerry Blanchard. But as I looked at Kerry Blanchard, he hung tough to that short side and wasn't going to let anything beat him there.
Jake Morris's line coming out now. He'll face off against Sean Putnam. And we've got Jason Labarge at one point along with Aaron Barkley. Off the face-off, puck in the corner. Picked up there by Alex Smith. He gets tied up. Cameron takes the puck. Center, Morris, shot, score! No, they wave it off. There's a red light, went on, but it must have went wide. Puck in the corner. Jake again with it. Goes back, trying to go back to the point. Barkley keeps it in. Flips it, Cameron in the corner now. Chris with it. Back to Barkley. Barkley flips it to Cameron. Chris trying to center it. It's knocked down. Jake has it poke checked away. It comes out to center ice. And offsides. Intentional offside on Massena. That'll move the faceoff back in their own end.
Jerry, I don't know how that puck stayed out. The light went on, and everybody, including myself, thought that thing was in. Chris Cameron dug it out of the corner and fed Jake Morris out in front, probably 5 feet out in front to Kerry Blanchard. And he one-timed it, had the opening, and I had got behind Blanchard somehow and came out the other side. But the goal judge right there, he flicked the light on, and I thought it was in. But Bobby Lozon right down on the play. He knew it wasn't.
Trevor Cameron against Mike Saber. Off the faceoff, Brian Levac. Levac slides it ahead for Eddie Davis. Kept in momentarily at the point. Now it squirts to the Potsdam line. Picking it up there is Darren Green. Loses it. Freddie Kellison, backhander. Bounces up over the net. Davis in behind, looks to wrap it. Takes it in front to backhander. Knocked down. Kellison gets a shot. It goes wide. in the corner. Freddie Kellison centers it. Back to the point. Todd Collins feeds Davis. Davis trying to pull the trigger. He does. Big save by Blanchard. Here's Kellison in the corner. Centering pass knocked down, and Potsdam clears the zone. Oh, boy. A couple of big chances. Here's Collins. Can't clear the zone. The puck slides in front. They jam at it. Back to the point. Here's the shot blocked by Kellison. Trevor Cameron picking up the loose puck. Here's Cameron to Kellison. Kellison gets it ahead to Cameron, and he dumps it in the Potsdam zone as Massena makes a line change. Here comes Buchanan out to center ice, taken away by Jason Chilton. Chilton drops it for Aaron Barkley, and Barkley starts it up for the Massena Red Raiders. Barkley gets by one check, takes it across. Here's Barkley dropping for Whitcup, winds up. What a save by Blanchard. The puck cleared into the corner. Jason Chilton after it. Here's Chilton. Gets mugged. Aaron Barkley now plays it to Whitcup behind the net. Bobby circles, takes it in the slot, can't get the shot off, takes it side of the net, whistles around, wraps it around, and the puck back to the point and bounces out to center ice. Morris dumps it back in. Massena clears the line, and the puck comes in behind the net. Picked up there by Chris Hayes. Hayes bounce pass back to the point, kept in by Whitcup. Bobby in the corner, gets knocked down, but stays with it. Here's Whitcup with it, trying to move it along the boards, poked away, and Potsdam out to center ice. Intercepted by Jason Labarge. Labarge dumping to an open wing. It comes to Jason Chilton, and he shovels it inside the Potsdam zone. Now Massena getting the Jake Morris line out. As the puck comes to Buchanan. Bounce pass out to center ice. Jake picks it up. Waits for his wings. Stick handles. Massena clears the zone. Here comes Jake across the blue line. Takes it in behind the net. He gets hooked. There's going to be a penalty on Potsdam. And Massena will go on the power play. Oh, boy. There's no way you couldn't call that one.
Exactly, Jerry. Normally the officials are very lenient in overtime, but no way is right that they couldn't call that one, especially when he got it up around Jake's neck. And I'm trying to pick up the number.
Smith. Alex Smith, who's been victimized on several occasions today. And Jake put a move on him and went around him in the corner, and Alex Smith brought the stick up and hooked him, brought him to his ice, and they had to call that one. And I'll tell you, Trevor Cameron unit and the Jason Chilton unit, those last two shifts out there, tremendous pressure. Massena couldn't do much more. They did everything but score. I don't know. Tremendous amount of pressure. Okay, the face-off. Putnam will face off against Morris. Morris out there with Cameron and Bergeron. Labarge and Barkley off the draw. Bergeron back to Barkley. He cranks it up. The shot is wide. Bounces right in front. Cameron shot. Save made by Blanchard. The puck comes free, but the whistle had blown.
Again, the importance of the draw, and Jake Morris won the draw cleanly. And back to Aaron Barkley, and Aaron positioned himself right in the middle of the ice. The initial face-off was to the right of Kerry Blanchard. They got it back to Aaron, and he unleashed a big shot. A lot of traffic in front. Somehow Kerry Blanchard making the save.
Off the face-off to Cameron this time. Back to the point. Barkley winds up the quick wrist shot, and Blanchard will make that save every time with nobody in front of him.
He didn't have much else that he could do with it. Aaron out of the line being pressured and had no other options, and he had to direct the puck towards the net.
That's right. If you shoot, you never know. Morris will face off again against Putnam. Off the draw goes to Cameron. Back to Barkley at the point. Barkley flips it to Jason Labarge. He wrists one. Score! No! They wave. The red light came on again. They wave it off. Who's that goal judge? Here's Chris Cameron in behind. No, that's Jason Labarge. Wrapping it around. Circles. Looks to move it to Bergeron. Has it taken away. Barkley keeps it in at the point. Flips it to Jason Labarge. Labarge winds up. Fires it wide. And the puck whistles all the way down the ice. In behind is Aaron Barkley with it. Barkley flips it ahead for Chris Cameron. Cameron's going to take it in the Potsdam zone. Here's Cameron in the corner, setting up the power play. Center's right in front. Labarge, the shot. Rebound, knocked down, and it's dumped out to center ice. Oh, what a save by Blanchard again. Woo! Here's Barkley in behind his own net. Barkley's head man to Cameron. Cameron feeds Jake, knocked off his stick. And it's Jason Labarge with the puck. Here's Labarge now, dropping it. Goes to Barkley as he kind of flipped it away. Out to center ice. Cameron. Here's Cameron. Flipping it in the Potsdam zone with 4 seconds left in the power play. Blanchard's going to cover up as he's got Bergeron. And 2 seconds left. Massena will have one more face-off here with a chance to get something going on the power play.
I know the Raiders are saying, what do we have to do to beat Kerry Blanchard? That time, Chris Cameron brought the puck into the Potsdam zone down the right side, and he worked his way around in the corner. Look. Jason Labarge jumped down from the opposite point, down in the slot, and Chris Cameron found him, and Jason Labarge, great shot. Blanchard beat him.
Off the faceoff, puck goes in the corner. That'll take care of the power play. Back to the blue line. Collins flips it in the corner. Adam Morris is knocked down. He's in the slot. And the shot came, but Morris is down. He gets up slowly. He's okay.
Didn't see what happened, but he laid on the ice momentarily, and the officials waited until Massena gained possession of the puck. Oh, he's in a little bit of discomfort. I don't know if he got a shot in the kidney or what, but he's up on his feet. The gate is open. Coach Tim Long mentioned him, but he doesn't want to come off. Slowly going to the bench. The face-off will be outside the Potsdam blue line. We've got 2:51 left in the first overtime period.
He's going to come off, and Trevor Cameron is going to step out there to take his wing spot. He's hurting.
Instead of going through the gate, Adam climbs over the boards. That's got to be painful.
Off the face-off, puck comes back to the red line. Levac to Collins. Collins bounces in the Potsdam zone. Picked up by Chris Hayes. Flips it down the ice. That'll be an icing call against the Sandstoners.
Oh, boy. Sean Putnam went and lost an edge, racing in to get that puck, trying to prevent the icing, and he lost an edge right at the last second and went into the boards hard. And he kind of hit with his shoulders and then his head, but he bounced right up and right back on his feet. Coach Joe Stark lobbying for a penalty, but there certainly wasn't any penalty there. I don't know. He's looking for the next call, I guess, but you're not going to get too many, Coach, in overtime unless it's
got to be very flagrant.
Yeah, it certainly has. Face off to the right of Kerry Blanchard.
Chilton out there to take the draw. He's got Whitcup and Trevor Cameron on his wings now with the Adam Morris injury. And it'll be Mike Saber's line out for the Sandstoners.
That means that Trevor Cameron will be double shifting then.
If Massena goes to the third line. Back to the point, Collins goes to Levac. Levac flips it, knocked down, and Potsdam breaks it out of there. Here comes Mike Saber, shot from center ice. Hayes makes the save, leaves a big rebound, but Collins is there to move it out. Ahead to Chilton. Chilton to center ice, stays with it, trying to flip to Trevor Cameron. Now Bobby Whitcup across the blue line. Chilton follows up. It goes to Cameron. Here's Cameron, centering pass, knocked down, bounces back. No, kept in by Collins. Poke checked in the corner. What a great job by Collins. Now Potsdam clears it up into the crowd. Boy, did they move, didn't they, that crowd? The puck comes shooting up at him, and the face-off will come in the Potsdam zone.
Oh, we've mentioned it before, but Trevor Cameron, that puck seems to follow him around. I don't know if he places magnets in his skates and in the game pucks before the start of each game, but somehow it follows him around, Jerry. Uncanny.
As well as the naming of the all-tournament team.
You mentioned whether the Raiders will go with that third unit. That's been one of their shining lights tonight. They've been, every time they've had a shift out there, they've been tough.
We're back with Morris's unit, though, against the Putnam line. Off the face-off. Back to the point. Barkley keeps it in. What? Apparently he did. They call the offside.
Bobby Lozon making the call, but I'd have to disagree with Bobby on that one. He might have had a little better view than you and I, but boy, I don't think that one came out.
So the faceoff moves outside the zone. 2:05 left in the overtime. 3-3 tie. Massena Potsdam. We're in OT. Championship game of the tournament. Barkley off the faceoff. Dumps it in the Potsdam zone. And it goes up off Buchanan's stick into the crowd. And we'll face it off again. This time inside Potsdam territory.
I didn't pick up the announcement, Jerry, at the end of the regulation time. Did they say they played 2 overtimes?
2.
Okay.
2 7.5s. And if it's still tied, it goes down as Coach Amps.
I tell you, if you didn't take the opportunity to get down to Massena Arena today, you've missed a whale of an exciting hockey game.
Jake Morris will take the faceoff against Sean Putnam. Now a little bit of encroachment going on and gamesmanship here.
And the Raiders, all 5 of them up inside the offensive blue line. Face off just about 15 feet inside the blue line. And Wayne Umel directing traffic.
Off the face-off, puck comes to the blue line. Labarge can't keep it in, has to come back out after it. He dumps it as Massena tries to get onside. They do. The puck controlled by Smith, flips it ahead and out to center ice. Potsdam flipping the puck in the Massena blue line. Bounce back, but not out. But Jake Morris is there to pick up the loose puck. Here comes Jake. Jake takes it across, offsides. And Cameron was forced offside by Sean Putnam. And that will cause the offsides, and we'll have a face-off outside.
He's pleading his case, but he's pleading it to deaf ears because the official's not going to. He's going to say that's offside, even though the Potsdam player forced him off. We talk Jake Morris. Does he draw a crowd? When he was going up that left side, there were 4 Potsdam players converging on him from 4 different directions.
Massena coming out with their third line now. Trevor Cameron centering Eddie Davis and Freddie Kellison. And it'll be Sabres line out for Potsdam.
They've been effective all night long, Jerry. You can't deny them a shift.
Okay, it comes to the Massena blue line. A head man into the Potsdam zone. Picked up there by Chris Hayes. Rips it out to center ice. They try to get that guy at the trailing at the Massena blue line. And they get it to him, and he flips it in the Massena zone. Brian Levac is there. Here's Levac, bounce pass out to center ice. Eddie Davis trying to come up with it. Gets it by the defense. Here comes Davis. Gets a shot just wide. Puck in the corner. Kellison after it. Here's Kellison wrapping it around behind the net. Chris Hayes back to the point. Here's Collins, the drive. It deflects wide. The puck in behind the net. They jam for it, and it comes free. Tied up along the boards. Kellison right in front, and it's tied up by goalie Blanchard, and we'll have a face-off inside Potsdam territory with 50 seconds remaining in the first overtime. We're still tied at 3. It's been all Massena in the overtime.
And Coach Joe Stark is saying, I don't want to see that line again. I do not want to see that Cameron Kellison, Eddie Davis line, because they just got creating all kinds of headaches, and they created a big one.
Massena, of course, gets the last change, and they're going to get their first line out there. It looked like Chilton's line was going to come up, but no, it's going to be the Jake Morris line. 50 seconds remaining in the overtime. 3-3 tie. Face-off left side Potsdam zone. Off the draw, in the corner it goes. Ripped around the boards by the Sandstoners. Bergeron trying to come up with it. It goes back to Smith on the other side. He picks up the loose puck, slides it out to center ice. Here comes Sean Putnam into the Massena zone. He gets tied up but stays with it. Back to the point, knocked away by Jake Morris. Out to center ice, Bergeron pokes it down the ice. And Blanchard's going to play it in behind. He wraps it around the boards to the blue line, and Jake Morris picks it up at center ice. Here comes Morris, just dumping it off the glass. Rips around the boards. Cameron in the corner. Chris with it. 15 seconds left in the overtime. It rips into the corner. Jake with it. Back to Labarge at the point. Back to Jake Morris. Jake to Cameron. Back to Jake, the shot. Nice save, rebound. They jam side of that. Score! Chris Cameron gets the goal, and Massena wins it at the buzzer.
At the buzzer is correct. There, I look up at the clock. There's no time. 0-0-0 on that clock, and it was Chris Cameron picking up this game-winning goal. He did yeoman work in the corner. He dug the puck out of the corner, and he slid it out to Jake Morris, and Jake had a shot at Kerry Blanchard, made the save. Chris Cameron came out of the corner. He kicked at it the first time. His stick was tied up. He kicked at it, didn't go in. Somehow, he got his stick down on it and put it in the short side. Chris Cameron is going to get this game winner. What an exciting hockey game, ladies and gentlemen. An outstanding hockey game. 2 teams. There's no loser here this afternoon on this one. I'll tell you, Potsdam has nothing to hang their heads about. They played a tough, gritty hockey game, and they were tough right to the end. I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this was a super exciting hockey game. And both teams lining up here at center ice. The fans really got their money's worth. The winning goal, Chris Cameron, we're going to see who's going to pick up the assist on it. I'm sure Jake Morris will get an assist. We're not sure. Walter's going to check for us, but
what a goal, what a game, what an overtime, no time on the clock, but the red light came on before the green light
yes,
did. It is a goal.
That was at night. Have to go at 19:59 and a half, or not 19:59.
Unbelievable.
7:49 and a half. Jake Morris, yes, definitely had to pick up the assist because Chris Cameron, when he dug it out of the corner, put it out to Jake, and Jake got the initial shot off, and Kerry Blanchard made the save. And Chris Cameron came out of the corner and joined the fray. And his first attempt at it, he kicked at it. His stick was tied up. Somehow he worked the stick loose and forced it by Kerry Blanchard. But I'll tell you, no losers here this afternoon. Potsdam's got to be proud, Coach Joe Stark, of his club, just like Coach Stan Moore's proud of his Raiders, who were able to come back and pick this one up in overtime after leading 3-1 late in the game. Sandstoners hung tough, tied it up, and I'll tell you, it was give and take right here at the end.
Boy, oh boy, what a game that was. And, hey, we saw quite a weekend of hockey here. Okay, now we have the... Now we've got the trophies being awarded, first of all, to the runners-up Potsdam Sandstoners, and, of course, the champion Massena Red Raiders. Before we get to our post-game show, we're going to stick around here and check the all-tournament team and all that.
We'd like to thank you for coming.
Danny Rayholm, the PA announcer, who does such a great job for the Massena Red Raiders here at the arena, and he will be making the announcement of the all-tournament team. And
came to this tournament and displayed such fine hockey skill.
It was a great tournament. And Potsdam, what is it about Massena that brings out the best in those Sandstoners, huh?
I don't know, but as I said, Coach Joe Stark, I'd want to play Massena about 15 times because the Sandstoners, they came to play this weekend. Down 3-0 yesterday, battled back against Northwood, and here down 3-1 late in this hockey game, got 2 late goals to tie it up and battle the Raiders right down to the wire. You can't get much closer to the wire than that, Jerry, with 1 second left in the first overtime when Massena notched the winning goal.
Oh boy, I'll tell you, and Massena dominated the overtime. Potsdam, I don't believe, had a shot on net in the overtime.
I'm checking. I've sent someone down to check the shots under the overtime, Jerry. You might be right that they didn't have any. But again, also give credit to this Raider club. They lost a 2-goal lead late in the period, and that could be devastating for some clubs. But they came out in this overtime and took it right to Potsdam.
Massena Red Raiders getting their trophy. Here comes Jake Morris. Jake was superb in the tournament. And Chris Cameron and coming out to accept, and Jason Labarge, the 3 of them were key to the Massena victory.
Well, it's a team effort all the way through, but I agree with you. Those 3 young men down there played a prominent part in the Raiders coming away with this tournament. But I was also impressed today with that line of Trevor Cameron, Freddie Kellison, and Eddie Davis, Jerry. They every shift out on that ice, they just were tenacious, and they played. They had the puck, and they were into the Potsdam zone, creating havoc for Kerry Blanchard and the Potsdam Sandstoners, and they never stopped skating all day long.
Here comes the all-tournament team on defense from Massena.
He had 2 assists and played a solid defense line. Number 22.
Jason Labarge.
Assistant captain Jason Labarge making the all-tourney team, and richly deserving so. He led by example out there today, Jerry.
The other defense.
He had 3 goals in the tournament. Number 14.
Todd Collins. Todd Collins, the other all-tournament defenseman.
And again, I agree with that choice, Jerry. Todd played a strong tournament, ran into some penalty difficulties yesterday, but picking up 3 big goals.
Here's the forwards now from Canton.
Number 10, Dan Bullock.
Dan Bullock from Canton, one of the all-tournament forwards. I don't imagine he's still here. I would imagine they're gone by now.
I'm not sure what Danny had for points in the total during the tournament, but he had a strong tournament.
From Potsdam, number 21.
Chris King. Chris King had an excellent tournament, and he's solid. A good tournament for Chris King, and he gets the all-tournament, one of the all-tournament forwards positions.
Chris playing on the left side with Mike Saber in the middle and John Taylor. And that line
was their best line.
Was their best line. Created a lot of problems for Massena.
And tonight he scored the winning goal for Massena.
Here's a young man who had a temperature of about 102 or 3 the other day and still not completely recovered from that strep throat. And he battled out there today. You wouldn't know it. He got that big winning goal.
Oh, the most valuable player.
The 1992 Massena Invitational Tournament.
Wait a minute. What about the goaltender?
Excuse me. The all-tourney goaltender. He had 71 saves.
Yeah, guess who that is?
I don't have to, and I don't think the fans have to guess on this one. He traded all, I'm sure, if he could have prevented that last goal going across the goal line. But Kerry Blanchard, outstanding tournament for him, and richly deserving to this all-tournament team.
Oh, definitely. Blanchard played. He was super, just super. Now the most valuable player.
I'm going to take a guess, but I won't lease my guess.
He had 3 assists and 2 goals. An exceptional player from Massena, number 17.
That's who I was going to guess, number 17, Jake Morris.
Jake, I talked to Stan Moore in the pregame show. The line changes, and about Jake kind of in the doldrums up until last night's game. But with the line changes, all of a sudden, he's back where everybody expected him to be. And I'll tell you what a great tournament this was.
And we mentioned yesterday, for whatever reason, the coaching staff, you're going along 11-1 record, number 1 in the state, and you make some changes. Good teams are never complacent, and the coaching staff felt that by making it, tinkering a little bit here and there, this club could even get better. And they certainly produced out here this weekend, Jerry. An exciting tournament.